Okay, here we go, guys. I have two fractions, rational expressions connected by subtraction. So there is no rule for subtracting. In algebra, subtracting means to add the opposite. You always rewrite the statement as addition. So we're going to leave our first fraction, 3 over 2b squared. We're going to change subtraction to addition, and then we're going to make this fraction the opposite. And what's really happening is this negative is floating up, because instead of being positive 15, now it's going to be negative 15, the opposite. Now you're probably saying, why don't we put the negative also in the denominator? Well, we've already discussed that. Do we ever put a negative symbol in the denominator of fraction? No. Secondly, if you put a negative down here, then a negative over a negative would be a positive, and then you didn't change this. Right now, 15 over 2b squared is positive. We're going to make it the opposite, which means we're going to make it negative. Okay? So very important. When we add the opposite of our fraction, we're adding the opposite of the numerator. We're going to leave our denominator because lastly, we know to add fractions, the denominator has to be the same. So now that I rewrote my statement as addition by adding the opposite, the additive inverse, I sing. Adding fractions easy as can be, all we need is an LCD. I got it. Write the bottom, 2b squared. Collect the top. 3 plus negative 15 really means 3 subtract 15, which is negative 12. Reduce the fraction. Reduce means to do division. We are monomials. We're connected by multiplication. 12 and 2 will divide. They have a greatest common factor of 2. So negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So this expression, our difference of subtracting these fractions is negative 6 over b squared. If you don't like the negative in the numerator, you can write it in the middle of the fraction bar as a negative 6 over b squared. And we've already discussed this. That negative in the middle floats to the top. So these two expressions mean the same thing. Okay, let's try one more. I have a fraction. Two rational expressions connected by subtracting. So the first thing is there is no such operation as subtraction. Subtract means to add the opposite. So the first fraction stays the same. I'm going to change subtraction to addition by now making this fraction the opposite. When you make the second fraction the opposite, the additive inverse, you're changing the numerator only. So the numerator right now is 2x, so the opposite additive inverse of that is negative 2x. The denominator stays the same. Everybody's with me? Now, adding fractions easy as can be. All we need is an LCD. We got it. Both denominators are the same. So we write 4x minus 4. We're going to collect the top. So I'm going to write this out. We have 5x minus 3 plus negative 2x. I have 1, 2, 3 terms in the numerator. Are any of those terms alike? Sure. 5x and a negative 2x are alike. If I put them together, that would make 3x. So now my numerator have 3x minus 3 over 4x minus 4. So I write the bottom. I'm collecting the top. I did that. Now I want to reduce. This bar means to do division. Guys and gals, all right, in order to divide, you have to be connected by multiplication. Don't I sound like a broken record? Sure do. All right. Is this connected by multiplication? No, it's a binomial. Is this connected by multiplication? No, it's a binomial. So we're going to have to use our factoring skills. What rule of factoring do we want to do for 3x minus 3? Well, we have a GCF. We're going to pull out a 3, and that's going to leave us with x minus 1. What factoring skill do we want to use for 4x minus 4? We have a GCF of 4, and that would leave us with x minus 1. Now that we've factored, we're written as multiplication. So now we can do division. X minus 1 and x minus 1 are the same binomial. When you divide the same term, your answer is always 1. We don't have to write the 1 because 3 times 1 would be 3. 4 times 1 would be 4. So the difference of these two algebraic fractions is the value 3/4. So just remember, if you're subtracting fractions, you have to rewrite it as addition. Okay, see you in the next video.